ファッションの話じゃなくて筋肉の話だそうね。
日本は肌見せないから顔に集中していくけど、西洋の方が体から入って顔も見せる感じ、両方。
So I think that like this is the way Japan is kind of leading world fashion because but made in Japan is like, oh, this is made in Japan, right? This must
Promise
be
of quality.
this must be of quality, right? Japanese quality.
今日は日本と海外のファッションの違いについて話してみるよ。
Let's find out!
こんにちは、全人類と友達になる男ボーティガーミスター富士です。そして
アナです。
これです。
I'm Aaron. Nice to meet you.
今日のテーマは日本と海外のファッションの違い。
What's different about fashion? Nothing! 動画終わり。
なんでやねん。
みんなとね、話してたら日本と海外のファッション違うよねっていう話になったので、
Okay.
今日はどんなところが違うのかっていうのを女の子、可愛い女の子目線と男目線話していきたいなと思う。で、日本のねファッションにフォーカスを当てるけど、じゃあそのアメリカとかカナダとかマレーシア、アジアでヨーロッパ、ルーマニアとのなんかそれぞれの違いも知りたいなと思うから写真とか使ってね話せていければと思ってます。
Cool.
それでは行ってみましょう。じゃあみんなが自分の国と日本違うって思うところを一人ずつ言ってもらっていい？
Okay.
OK。
はい、最初の人。
はい。私は思ったことは、日本ではあまり肌見せないなと思う。例えば、夏になったら、日本だったらもうみんなさ、太陽から自分の身を守って全部こう隠してる感じがあるんじゃん。ルーマニアとかはヨーロッパ全体がもう暑いからとにかく短い服、
ね、
だから短いズボンだし、こう上がタンクトップみたいな。
Yeah, but even in summer, you can see like the girls or like the guys that wear like full-on suits and they don't even care whether it's hot.
That's
even
true.
Though
Yeah,
Japanese
in
summer is
Japan.
humid. They're like, I'm gonna wear a suit and I'm gonna wear a dress. Yeah, chanto It's hot.
And they're not even sweating.
Yes.
And they're not sweating.
How?
How?
Airism.
Magic technology.
今日提供ついてた案件だった。
はい、これです。So as I was saying, everyone is super hot in the summer. So you just put on a crop top and the booty shorts.
Naturally.
こ
Right?
れクロップトップっていうの？
Yeah,
Crop
yes,
top,
crop
yeah.
top. And you never see this in Japan. Even in Japan, depending on the person, there's people in the summer who would show more of their skin, right? But even the ones who like show the most of their skin in Japan don't go this far.
これ日本人が見たら水着で外歩いてんのって結構なるかも。いや最近はちょっと OK になってきたけど、
それを踏まえて男性将軍に質問があります。海外は露出したり依頼を見せたりすることが多いんだけど、こう男性からしたらどっちの方が好き？道歩いてこれを見て喜ぶのが
全体的に綺麗に見えたら OK。
嫌な答えだわ。教科書から取ってきたみたいな一番安全な答え。
Yeah, to be honest, beauty of different styles. You know, for example, in Malaysia, even we have Muslim and non-Muslim. Non-Muslim, we normally wear more skin exposed type of clothes, but
Like t-shirts and stuff
yeah,
like that.
t-shirts and stuff. But for Muslim, they actually cover everything. But then somehow they still look very good in their style.
That's
very
I see,
true.
I see.
Yeah.
That's very true. Actually, you know what? I had a coworker who wore a headdress, right? And every day it was a different color, right? And it was a very, very vibrant color, and like she never like showed any skin or anything like that. But she looked sick every single time.
right.
Very, very
Yeah.
like beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, the color and the way she coordinated with her suit and everything like that. It was actually very, very cool. So good point.
日本人として正直なことを言うと、肌がすごい露出されてる女の子が隣に座ったらどこ見ていいんかな。
いや、何考えてんの？
いやいや違う見ていいかが分かんない。マジでこれみんな共感すると思う。
Just look at the ceiling. How are you doing today? Yeah, great.
まあでもそれが体のどこ見るとかじゃなくて、例えば肩がすごい出てたりしても少し恥ずかしいって思っちゃう。まあ僕は。
Like if they show like shoulders and stuff?
まあだからショルダーというかここら辺、
Yeah.
脇とかが見えてもおー おはようございます慣れてないからね、思うからどうなんアメリカとかカナダは
Well, I think it's such a common part of fashion culture.
Yeah.
Especially North. I can't say for Europe, but like in North America at least, everyone in the summertime is wearing like a tank top and like shorts.
They want to feel the most comfortable, and they feel the most comfortable with joy the most skin. Because if you wear too much clothing, you're gonna sweat, and it's not gonna feel good, and you're gonna be all like drippy, and then you have to like bring another change of clothing.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think there are several dimensions to this, right? So one is the sweat factor, right? I think it's a proven fact that non-Japanese people sweat more.
Yes, that's
I
true.
think
Yeah.
yeah. So I think maybe Asian people
It's the gene
generally
stuff, yeah.
they sweat less than
あ
non-Asian
そう
people.
な
Yeah.
科学的にってことね
Yeah. So I think that's one factor. So because people sweat a lot, wearing less clothes makes it easier for you to like dry, right?
Let your
Breathe,
skin
right?
breathe, yeah.
I think the other thing too is tanning culture in North America or non-Asian countries, right?
Right.
It's like you were saying, a lot of women, for example, they'll cover their arms, right?
Yeah.
I see a lot of people like riding their chuddy, right? And they'll have like these black sleeves on, to like protect their arms from getting tanned, or they'll put on like sunscreen and stuff like that, which is what you should be doing, of
Yes.
course, right? But a lot of people in Western countries, they want to be tanned in the summer. Oh, I just want to get a tan. I want to go outside and get a tan. Let's go to the beach and get a tan.
日本ってその焼けてってかっこいいって思う人より白くて素敵って思う人の方が多いかもしれない
Yeah, right.
だから日焼け止め塗るもんね
Yeah,
塗らないの日焼け止め
塗るけど
かわいい
There's certain sunscreens in Asian countries, like bihaku, right? Where it's like whitening of the skin, right? That's the emphasis, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So like whereas like sunscreen in Western countries just don't get burned. That's
Yeah.
like that's the function of it.
Yeah.
Sunscreens here are more like become white, protect the skin and become whiter.
でマレーシアはどうなの
まあ、昔はみんな、まあ、白く見せなかったからみんな、まあ、結構カバーしてるんですけどでも最近は it's a mixture 混ざってる
And isn't also like it's indicative of like what job you do, right? So like if you're tanned, it's like you must be slaving outside, working on a farm or something like that, right? But if you're whiter, you're more of like an aristocratic type, and you're just drinking tea all day and like telling people what to do,
Exactly.
kind of thing, right? I think
Is
maybe
the-
in Europe too that's a historic thing as well. Right?
It's
But
like
only
it's the
changed-
opposite actually. It's the opposite maybe lately because everyone works in an office, right?
Yeah.
And everyone stays
Oh, I see.
inside
Okay.
most of the time. And also in places like the Nordic countries where there's less sun during the winter, so you don't have as many opportunities to get tanned as in like Philippines or Thai or some other countries that have summer all year round, right? So the people who can afford to get tanned, you have to be able to either go to a tan salon or go to the beach during the summer, right? So you have the money and the time to do that.
Yeah, I see. Right. But like, I'm thinking more of a historic term, right?
Yeah.
So like, for example, this can kind of is the same thing as like say weight, right? So being fat in like 1500 AD was like a signal of like
Wealth.
your wealth and status. Right? I have enough money to eat kind of thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're skinny and tanned, it's like ugh. You must be outside working all day, you disgusting heathen, right?
まあちょっと
ずれた。
深いな1個目から深いなびっくりしたちょっと話戻すけどヨーロッパも焼けてる方がやっぱかっこいいの
そうそうそう。っていうかヨーロッパから始まった。
おー
それ。
プラウドオブした
This is my culture.
じゃあこれ比較として日本人の女性のね夏の写真なんか多分こんな感じの服着てるんじゃないかなさっきとの違いは多分ここ肩と、あとお腹出してるかと、あと足の根元まで見せてるかくらいよね、なんかこれ説明して変な人みたい変なおじさん見ましたよ仕方なく動画のために
This is common knowledge, right? It's not
男の服はどうなのでもあんま日本と変わんないよね T シャツでズボン履いてたら
Well, I have a statement about that. I think that gym culture is more popular in like the States and like the West, right? Like a lot of guys, they try to show off their muscles as much as they can, and so they wear tight clothing like this, so you can see how killer of a pump you got on your biceps and your thighs. Like the other day.
Look at the guns!
Right?
So, classic tactic, right? You say Friday night, Saturday night.
Yeah.
You're going out to the club with your boys.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What do you do before you go out? You go to the gym.
You get a sick
You
pump.
get a sick pump.
Yes.
You hit the club muscles, right? You hit the chest, shoulders, and arms, right?
Yes.
Legs, who cares?
Right.
Back doesn't
They're not
matter.
looking there.
Right? You gotta hit the arms and the shoulders and the chest to get that pump, you know what I mean? And then you go home, you put on an extra small t-shirt.
Yes.
Right? And so
Yes.
you're bursting out of this t-shirt, right?
Yes.
And then you go pre-drink with your boys. Hopefully the pump will last all night, but
Correct.
it won't, right?
Correct.
It won't. So what you do, you have to re-pump.
Yeah, so
Right?
you bring bands.
So you
go
bring
to the
bands,
bathroom.
yeah. So you bring bands to the pre-drink,
Yeah.
and you pump up at your friend's place, and then you go, right?
Yeah.
And then you go to the club with a sick pump. But then the pump's gonna fade. So what do? You go to the bathroom, pump out a couple push-ups,
There you go.
pump out 20 push-ups, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to keep redosing the pump
Correct,
throughout
correct.
the night, right? And like, you know, as you drink more and more, like you feel like the pump goes away, right? So you have to, you know, keep.
Yeah. We'll try to show any direction. Like that way.
Yeah. It's that way.
Of course, at any opportunity.
Yeah. Or
Where's
like,
the toilet? It's that way.
or like, you know, every time you take a pic with someone, it's like you have to out angle them. For example, me and Paul are taking a pic, right? Normal people would be like this, right? But a gym bro will go like this.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, because you put the arm close to the camera, so it looks bigger. It looks bigger.
Right.
See all these tactics, right? It's all these tactics.
ファッションの話じゃなくて筋肉の話だから
But I think
いやそうね
the two are so
Yeah, influence.
Yeah.
the two are so interconnected, right?
分かったあそういうことねだから海外は日本に比べて
Uh-huh.
そのスリムな服を着ますなぜかというとこの筋肉を強調させたいからってことか
Yes.
で逆に日本は隠す感じあるよね、
あるある
だからどっちが先なのか分かんないけど鍛えてないからなのか分かんないけどそもそも体のそのラインを見せない、でも海外はラインを見せる
Yes, yes.
ここに繋がるとはユニバ行った時アーロンが着てた服さめちゃくちゃパンツ短くて服もピッチピチやしよかったらみんな見てください
But I would recommend to all of you watching, wear short shorts at least once in your life.
Please?
Yeah, it'll, you know, your
Totally
will
agree.
change. Yeah, because like if you're wearing really oppressive jeans or like really baggy like pants, it's just so hot in the summer. Right? But put on a pair of short shorts. You're gonna go.
Do
Yeah, you're all
Japanese
set.
people, or Japanese men particularly, do they like to wear shorts? Because I feel like I've seen a lot more jeans or a lot more long pants than I've seen shorts in Japanese summer, although it's like super hot.
I see a lot of like capris or like below the knee shorts. That's like a thing.
ちょっとね恥ずかしいやっぱり
あ、見せるな。
そうなんかここの足の根元に近づけば近づくほどちょっと恥ずかしい
There's like this huge juxtaposition where, you know, in public you want to cover your lines, you don't really want to show your body, but then you'll openly get naked with an old man in an onsen. You know? And you won't, and you won't even like try to like, you're like if I go to an onsen, right, I'm American, I'm like covering my junk,
Right.
and I'm like doing the towel, and I'm like, don't look at me, my ass crack is out, and then you see the OG's like, ah!
Yeah, they'll like actively stretch the one side. They're like,
Right,
stretching like
stretch.
this.
You see like their butthole like leaking out. I'm like, what the f***? You know? Right?
確かにね
Yeah.
なんで君たちはいつも肌あんな見せてるのに温泉恥ずかしいわけって僕ら思う
That's for the bedroom, man.
Yeah.
違うんだ
僕は恥ずかしくないけど好きやから。Me and the おっさんたちね、me and the おっさんたち will just be splayed out. We're good to go.
女の人も結構ラインピチピチの服着んの
Get it.
Of course, yeah.
こんな感じ
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, although it's a gym fit.
No, but
No, but
I
people
think
like they go out in
Yeah.
gym clothes. You know
right.
what I mean?
That's like normal clothes.
What's the brand name again?
Lululemon.
Like Lululemon's like joggers is such like a regular thing in fashion
Yeah.
nowadays in the West.
True.
Yeah. What? What?
恥ずかしいな日本人としてはなんかそのお尻の形がトゥルンって見えたら、なんかちょっとどうしようってやっぱなっちゃう僕はおじさんだからかなお尻とか見ちゃいけないものって思ってるから
はいはい
全然共感できたみんな共感できる大丈夫僕がおかしいちょっと考えたら欧米は自分のこの体を鍛えて、見てって文化じゃん、そうだからぴったりした服着て肌が見える服でお尻ブリンって出したりするじゃんでなんか逆に日本人は隠してるものをこれからこう スーッとこう開けていく感じがいいんじゃない？
覗くが好き。
いや、そんな感じ。いや、覗くが好きないけど、少しだけ見せることで、その中を想像させるみたいな。
ワクワクなる。
そう、ワクワクするっていう、なんかちょっと隠してる文化につながる気がする。
日本は肌見せない方で、こう西洋は肌見せる方の話の中で、西洋の方が体も重要な感じがある。例えば、異性の魅力でどこを見てるかのところでは、日本は肌見せないから顔に集中していく。けど、西洋の方が、なんやろ、体から入って顔も見せる感じ、両方。
おー、ちょっとじゃあ聞きたい。顔、胸、お尻ってなったとして、日本は人によるよ、もちろん人によるけど、顔が結構 70%、80% くらいで、あと胸で最後にお尻みたいな、多分それが一般的って言っていいか分かんないけど、そんなイメージがあるけど、どう国は？はい。
Gluteus maximus. 100%.
お尻。
Gluteus
I'll
maximus.
translate. It's all
That's
about
the name of the muscle that forms the butt.
そう、筋肉の名前、そのお尻のこと。
大臀筋ってお尻が最初のアメリカ人は。
Well,
I think recently,
recently it's
in
become
recent
more
years.
of a thing to
Yeah.
like to focus more like on the ass.
Yeah.
じゃあお尻何%？
Well, huge idea.
Huge.
Okay, well, like, I can only speak from gym perspectives, right? Because that's like the only kind of environment I'm in currently. But like, the way people like focus on different muscle groups really depends on like the gender or the sex, right? So a lot of men will like train a lot of upper body and no legs, like that's like the joke, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of women will train lower body and no upper body,
Correct.
because it's like considered more like feminine or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
They won't do any like arm exercises. It's just all squats. So you can ask like,
Yeah. So a lot of the clothes will emphasize, you know, for women at least, the lower body, whereas men will emphasize like tighter t-shirts and whatnot.
well said, Aaron. I can like
いやでもなんかつながるね全部。日本って顔がすごい大切だから、それ以外は隠してもいいっていう形だけど、海外は顔以上にお尻とか胸が大切だからそこを見せていくっていうスタイルなんだろうね。
There's like a lot of friends. I mean, this is high school, and this is probably like a mindset from way back. But I'm like, so why'd you date her? Ah, she had a killer body, man.
マレーシアは？
性格。
絶対嘘でしょ。今日でポールさんは僕らのグループを辞めるという。
In my opinion, actually, what you guys say is just pretty true. But in Asia country, in my opinion, face is also pretty important.
Sure.
For Asians, yeah.
I think in Asian country, most of them look at face first. In Malaysia, I would say it's pretty balanced for the whole three parts.
So everything is like 33%.
Kind of. Maybe the face has more percentage.
Okay.
日本と同じ感じで顔も大切だけど日本に比べたら顔のパーセントはちょっと低い感じね。
そうですね。全体的の
にバランス。ちなみにヨーロッパも顔より体の方が大切って感じ？
なんか半々ぐらいな気がする。ヨーロッパでは強いて言えば顔が 40% で胸が30、お尻が30みたいな。
あ、そうなんや。面白いね。だからヨーロッパとアメリカとアジアでも違うもんね。
ちょっと待って。Why are we only talking about girls?
Oh,
yeah!
This is a very disproportionately
True.
discussion.
So the equivalent of like face, 胸、お尻 would be face, height.
Right. Girls look at height more.
Yeah.
How do you train your height?
And
You're born with it.
See, there's a procedure where you break your femur and you slowly.
like girls look at the guy's hands more than you would think.
Yeah. So if you have like messed up nails. or
本当に
Jojo.
about the thing about hands is because it seems to me that a lot of like Japanese men, they have like very, very nice slender hands, and like a lot of like Japanese models, they'll have like really a long, very slender but like kind of like, they have nice looking hands.
Yeah.
It seems
Like
to me that there's a lot of emphasis placed on the hands. So very good observation. Well done.
It's not good observation. She always look at it.
Yeah, she's also like,
So from what I understand, these are my tits.
I should show them more.
Even throughout history, a big emphasis of what is attractive in a man, it's like, what can you do?
Yeah,
it's like,
yes.
what can you do with your hands?
Yeah.
I feel like, especially in like Latin cultures, both Latin countries in Europe and Latin America, like a man who knows his way around the house, who can fix shit. That's
A
like
handyman.
like a handyman. It's what's considered very attractive.
Yes.
多分ユニクロとか海外でも多分有名よねすごい。
Oh, of course, yeah.
もうそ
yeah.
の日本の服のスタンダードとさやっぱ違うわけじゃん海外は。でどんな商品が人気なの海外だったら。
Uniqlo.
Simple clothes. You go to Uniqlo for like plain white shirts. You go for the socks because they're on sale all the time. And then I think recently heat tech is becoming a little bit more popular. Like I think that in Japan they sell like ultra heat tech and stuff like that. But we only had the normal heat tech for quite a long time. And so we recently got it imported.
So I think that like this is the way Japan is kind of leading world fashion because I follow a few like fashion blogs and stuff like that on the internet, and a lot of them are talking about the Uniqlo oversized T-shirt, boxy fit Uniqlo size T-shirt, and whereas before, like say like 2010 or so, slim fit was like the thing, right?
Yeah.
Skinny jeans, slim fit suits, slim fit T-shirts. That was like the main thing, especially in North America, right? I think Japan too. There's to some degree, right? But if you want to get like oversized clothing, you have to go like an expensive store. Japan with Uniqlo and say Muji, right? They're mass producing clothes that are affordable and have this boxy fit, right? And they have stores all over the world, right? So I think Japan is kind of leading the way in terms of making this boxier, wider fit more popular in world fashion.
Oversized, right?
Yeah.
他にユニクロが人気な理由って何かあったりする？
They are timeless pieces.
Timeless pieces.
They are called timeless pieces because even if the fashion trends change, like a plain white shirt will always be wearable.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
You go for the
Yes.
essential,
Affordable.
Yeah.
And I also think that like Uniqlo is kind of emblematic of like Japanese quality. Right? Yeah, the whole made in Japan thing, right? Whereas something like made in insert country here, right, may not have the same sort of oomph, right? But made in Japan is like, oh, this is made in Japan. Right, this must
Promise
be
of quality.
This must be of quality, right?
Right.
So like in the 1980s, for example, like made in Japan was such a big thing, right? With electronics. Oh,
It's still a big thing.
Yeah, it's still a big
still a
thing.
big thing.
And so I think that's kind of transferring to clothes.
ユニクロって他のファストファッションの海外のザラとか H&M と多分戦い方がちょっと違くて、H&M とかザラとかはもうそこの年に新しいトレンドの服をブワーって作りまくって安いお金でみんなに提供するじゃん。でユニクロはもちろんそういうのもやるけどずっと変わらないベーシックな必要なアイテムをクオリティ高くして安くして海外に配ってるからすごい人気ってことだよね。
Yeah.
By the way, timeless pieces.
なるほどね。
Yeah.
なんか日本人っぽいね。なんかわかる
Yeah.
わかる。
Yeah.
すげえ
わかる
嬉しいななんか。はい、ユニクロさん広告お待ちしております。海外で他にそのユニクロ以外で日本の服って有名だったりする？
Jeans.
Yeah.
Japanese jeans, Japanese denim.
そうなの？
Yeah, so have you heard of raw denim? So for example, jeans that you buy in like the Gap or Forever 21, right? They've been pre-washed, right? They're softer and you can wear them really easily, right? But they also have like a lower quality, they'll tear easier, right?
Yeah.
But something with raw denim, the initial fit is like really kitsui, like it's really, really hard to kind of break in. It takes a long time for your feet to kind of mold to the boot, right? Same thing with raw denim. So in Okayama, Ken, Kurashiki, there's like a section in that area where it's like known for making really, really high quality raw denim jeans, right? And so people will actually come from around the world to go shop jeans at that place. Japanese denim, yeah, it's like such a thing.
Japanese denim is world renowned.
Yeah.
岡山デニムって多分日本でも結構有名なんだけど、その倉敷とか小島って呼ばれる場所でデニム作られてて、日本でもすごいデニムファンがそこに買いに行くみたいな。海外でも
Yeah. Something that I've noticed in Japan, Japan has a very particular color scheme that they have a lot of shops, right? Like you don't see very like pink or like you don't see very like bright red or bright orange. You see more of these not pastel colors, more of these muted colors. And if you can see this palette that we're going to edit, right? most Japan looks like this. I've seen a lot of Japan wear these kinds of colors and pick these colors for mannequins to broadcast. You know what I mean? And I think that it's tied a lot into the fact that in Japan, a lot of people don't try to stand out as much, right? So even though that the clothes are kind of different, they try to blend in with everybody else in order to not garner attention to themselves, as opposed to the West, where a lot of people are trying to be more individualistic of their clothing. It's like, this is me, this is my booty shorts, and this is my ass hanging out. Look at it, you know?
Yeah.
That's a very good point about Japan that is very different from my perspective.
Right, compare that to say like American Apparel. Remember American Apparel from
Yeah.
like 2009 or so?
Right.
That was like fluorescent neon yellow, pink, red shirts, right?
Correct,
And like
correct.
in the name itself, American Apparel.
Yeah.
It's like it's so baked into the name. It's like
The
American.
hooded shirt, it's like
yeah.
bright red,
Yeah,
you know, there's
yeah,
like
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
your personal logo right here.
Yeah.
People can customize those.
Imagine if you saw that in Japan now, it'd be like, oh my lord, like, what
Yeah.
what is this, right?
Right.
Fashionable at the time, but you know, in America, in Canada, right? But not here.
日本人が服買う時って目立ちすぎないかなっていうのが最初に結構来るかもしれない。だからそのさっき言った服、肌が見れるやつとか、真っ赤とかだったら他の人が見てどう思うかなって最初に考えるから、その中で自分が好きな色とか形とかで買う感じ。
God, I never think like that at all. It's like, oh, I'm gonna stand out too much in my wear. It's like, ooh, I like it. That's me.
そのアメリカ文化が作り出したモンスターがこれ。
これ
はい、ということで今日は、日本のファッションどう思うのかということで外国人のみんなに聞いてみました。どうだった？
深い、深い、深い、深い、深い。
服の話をしようと思ったら服と文化とかになんかどんどんつながっていって面白かったよね。
Right, because like clothing is such a deep personal expression of your own personality, right? Yeah.
So,
I think a lot of our conversations just like led to just muscles.
これ多分ねだいぶカットすると思うけどこの動画これどのくらい1時間以上話して40分くらい筋肉の話してますから
結構大事よ。
皆さんが思う日本と海外のファッションの違いあればコメント欄まで教えてください。それでは次の動画でまたお会いしましょう。バイバイ。チャンネル
6
お願い
します。